What's up, you guys? We're back again with the Silverado. This thing needs new brakes. The rear is squeaking a lot. The front, I think this side was giving us issues. So we're gonna go ahead and replace all 8 brake pads, and we're gonna turn all 4 rotors. So we're gonna try to jack up the truck from here. That's what, like a 6x6 piece of wood. We just cut it. We're gonna see if it's gonna be enough to get the truck off of the ground. Yeah, that's maxed out and it's still not off of the ground. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to cut another piece and stack it on top. It's not safe, but this is what we gotta do because the jack stands are being used on the Toyota right now. So we got the second piece on there. Now let's see if we're able to get it off of the ground. We're finally able to get it off the ground, and that took 2 of these. So now we're gonna go ahead and take off these wheels, and we're gonna wear it onto these homemade jack stands. We made these for the Camaro like 3 years ago, and we still had them laying around. So we're gonna set the lower control arms on that while we take off the wheels, and we just let it sit, because we're gonna have to take the rotors to the shop, and it's gonna take a while, and we're not gonna be able to take them today. I'm gonna go get the impact. Okay, so we got the front off of the wheels, and we gotta go ahead and remove these 2 bolts. I think they're like a 19mm. I'm gonna make sure. So these are 19mm. Shouldn't be using this long ass socket, but I don't want to walk back to the toolbox. With both of those removed, we could go ahead and pull off the caliper. I have to set it aside. I have to get something to hang it on the side. And this one might be a 21. Oh yeah, that one's a 21. We'll have to get a breaker bar and a shorter socket. We're just gonna use this jack stand to set the caliper aside. Let's see if we can break these loose. There's 2 different sizes. That's like an 18, I think. So with that bolt out of the way, the caliper bracket comes off, and I think the rotor, oh, and then we have this torch right here that has to come off as well. Let me go get that. So that is a T30. Let's see if we can break it loose like this. Oh shit. I use the breaker bar just to hold the rotor in place. Now this could come off. And the rotor could come off. And we're gonna put this back so we won't lose it. I'm gonna go ahead and do the passenger side, and I'll put you guys back on once we start the rear. So for the rear, we already got it off of the ground. We just used a piece of wood, and we're gonna go ahead and remove the wheels now. All right, well, this is the driver's side rotor, and we're going to have to remove these 2 bolts. But I kind of already seen the passenger side and it doesn't look too good. Well, actually, it's not that bad. I'm pretty sure they could still turn them at least one last time before I need brake pads. Oh shit, this is the problem right here. See this big ass dip right here. I don't know if they're gonna want to do this rotor, but let's give it a try. So I think these are gonna be like 14s. So these bolts are actually a 13. You guys like the muffler hanger? It's been holding on pretty good. Pull this off. Set it aside. So you can see the brake pads are completely gone. This one has a little bit left. And on this side, same thing. Shit, I'm gonna have to remove this thing. And then we have to remove these 18mm bolts back here. Those are on with Loctite, so you're gonna have to get a breaker bar to get these loose. We weren't going to replace the brakes because the truck is actually up for sale, but we still drive it every now and then, so just wanted to play it safe. We got the bracket off, and this is the one on the outer side. You can see it also has that thing on there. Now we can remove the rotor. So we're gonna drop them off at the auto parts store. They turn rotors over there, so we're gonna see how much it charges, and we're gonna do all 4. So let me show you guys the driver's side. Over here on the driver's side, these are the brake pads. They're a little bit better than the passenger side. This one's pretty low. So I'm gonna put you guys back on once we get the rotors back and we start assembling everything. We just got the rotors back, and these are right here. These are the rear, so they were able to get rid of that line. I think it was on this one. You can kind of see it right there, but you can't feel it. So that's for the rear, and then these are the fronts. So I'm gonna start, I think, putting the rears on, then we'll move over to the front. So what we've done is just put a lug nut on the rotor to hold it in place. Now we have to get to the caliper bracket. So ideally we should be replacing these clips, but since they didn't come in the kit, we're just gonna wire them. We have to hit them with the wire brush. Right. Brake cleaner, and we're gonna remove these pins. You can see that they're super dry, both of them. Now that they're clean, we're gonna hit them with some still glide. Next we're gonna put some of this caliper grease where the brake pads go. And now that the brake caliper bracket is ready to bolt on, I'm gonna put some of the blue Loctite on the bolts. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna wire wheel this clip in here so we could put a little bit of that brake thing. So first we're gonna compress the piston. So we got this old ass tool right here. Before we put the caliper back on, I'm gonna show you guys the brakes that we got. C-Tech, these are the metallic. That's the part number. It was like 40 bucks for the front and rear. So right here what we did was also just put a lug nut to hold the rotor. Now we are going to work on the caliper bracket. These are the old ones, they're not that bad. Kind of low, but not that bad. We do have to brush all this off. Then we have to pull out the pins. These, we did lubricate these last time we were in here. So these are good. But you gotta put a little bit of that brake grease on here. Now we're good. Put the bolts on, which are these. I'm gonna put a little bit of Loctite on these. Next we have to compress the pistons. Now we're ready to install the new brake pads, and these are the ones that we got. C-Tech metallic, that's the part number. So these are actually a little bit different. Well, they're a lot different actually. So these brake pads aren't gonna work for us. We got the wrong ones. See the difference? So for now we're gonna have to slap these on. So we messed up ordering the brake pads. These are not the brake pads for an 05. The rear end is off of an 03. So we ordered everything off of an 03, and I guess they change 05 calipers change compared to the 03. So we're gonna have to order another set of calipers. So that's it for this video. Make sure to check us out on Instagram at Yonke_OXC Films. I'll leave that in the description down below, and we'll catch you on the next one.